Greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here to do an episode of This Week, which is a show that I put on every Sunday, comes out roughly around noon, which really just chronologicalizes everything that we're doing on the channel for this week. Sorry, I'm still a bit under the weather, so I got to nurse a scratchy throat, otherwise it'll start hacking away. So anyways, for those of you who are new, like I said, that's what we do on the show every week. Sometimes I talk about the past, or sometimes I talk about the future, depending on what I need to let you know. So this one incident with Monday night's look back at a classic rock album which happened last Monday, in which I was doing this album, I believe, talking about this album anyways. I think I wasn't I? Yeah, I was, sorry. Yeah, I was talking about this album, which is Warrior on the Edge of Time, and even though I had it written properly and everything, I had actually called it Warrior at the Edge of Time. And I know that there's some people out there that like to have everything dotted perfectly, so I do apologize for not dotting it perfectly. So anyways, we're going to get on now with the rest of the show. So for those of you new, this week is an episode that we're going to do where I will just tell you a little bit briefly about what I'm going to do on each of the shows that I'm going to be doing for this week. So the first the first show to come out, of course, is this week, which is the one we're doing. The next one to come out is a mini series that I've been alternating with Ben's album challenge for the last few weeks now, or maybe the last month or so. And this will be the fourth episode of the mini series. My Favorite Drummers is what it's called. I'll be going with my second favorite drummer this time around. I'm hoping that you will enjoy this very much. The drummer that I'm going to be doing, of course, is going to be this guy, Bill Bruford. Has a huge volume of music out there, much of which I like, and I'll try to delve into why I like some of his stuff and why I don't really listen to a lot of the other stuff, but I don't think it has anything to do with him. I think he's absolutely a killer drummer, and so he'll be the drummer we're going to feature on My Favorite Drummers this week. The next episode that we normally do comes out on... Trying to find it here. I got them upside down. My apologies. So the next show we normally do here is look back at a classic rock album, which I do every Monday night. And I've chosen to do this album this week, Let There Be Rock by AC/DC. To me, it's, you could make a strong argument for this being the best AC/DC album. And it's certainly grown on me over the years. Definitely probably my favorite Bon Scott era album for sure. And it's challenging for the lead now, so we're going to be doing that album. I'm looking forward to doing that. The next show that we usually do is on Monday nights. So Monday nights is not Monday nights, sorry, Tuesday nights. In which we do either ranking the album songs or we do album sides. So this week it's album sides turned, and I had to think about who I wanted to include here, and I decided I had a band in mind I wanted to do, and I started looking through their discography for what I thought was the perfect side, and I came out with this album, Songs from the Wood. Side 1 is what we're going to be doing for album sides for this week on Tuesday nights. The next show up is Favorites, which is probably the most popular show, I believe, on this channel. This week we're doing a top 10. I haven't done a top 10 for a bit, but I've decided I've got a couple of maybe 3 or 4 of them that I want to do, but this will be the first of them. And this one is going to feature Ronnie James Dio. Yes, I chose this Black Sabbath album because I like this cover. But we're going to be doing my top 10 favorite songs in which Ronnie James Dio has been the singer of the song. And that could be from Black Sabbath, it could be from his own band Dio, it could be from Rainbow, or any other thing that I have some Elf stuff too. But I'm gonna pick my top 10 favorite songs that Ronnie James Dio sings for this week. Next up, is an episode called What's New. So What's New I put out every week on a Thursday night. I choose an album that's come out recently or within the year of 2024. Last week we did, what did we do last week? I don't remember. Okay, this week we're doing Mangrove. Mangrove is the name of the album. And Bridges of Fiction, I believe, is the name of the album. I'm just going to check because my handwriting isn't so clear. Yeah, Bridges of Fiction by Mangrove. Yeah. I wish I could remember what we did last week, but at least I remember what we're doing now. It's just I'm losing concentration again here. So the next album out is, or the next show out is Friday nights. And we've been doing a show called Ranking the Albums on Friday nights. We've done now 8 episodes. And me and Ben decided to cut it off at 8 episodes and do 2 semifinals and a final. So he's going to put together the 2 semifinals for this episode. The first one will come out this Friday, the second one the following Friday, and then we'll do a finals episode. And then we may take a little bit of a hiatus from it before we come back and do it again, because I think it seems to have generated some interest. People like the fact that we're talking about different albums that they're not always getting to see. And for me, I like it because I get to listen to more albums than I normally wouldn't listen to a lot of these albums, because I have so much other stuff I have to listen to, that when we do a show like this, it forces me to listen to them, and I get to listen to them, which is what I wanted. Okay, and the last episode for this week is Exploring the Prog Universe. We're doing a second episode. That's why we're getting it 2 weeks in a row. And this is called Exploring the Prog Verse, and we're featuring Hawkwind. We'll be doing a second part B of them, basically because their discography is so enormous that in order to do it justice, we got to do 2 separate episodes. So we've done the first one. I hope you've enjoyed it, and the second one will come out next Saturday, and then we'll get back to the rotation where metal will be featured after that. Okay, so as far as anything else going on, let's see. There's no. I have done a few one-offs lately. I did a compilation one. I think there was one other one. I just can't remember what it is right now. And I have in the works to do another one that if I can squeeze it in somewhere and it fits in, I'll put it in. But I don't really want to say too much about it because I'm probably not going to be able to get to it. And the other show that I normally would put on this week is my playlist. But I think the playlist came out a week ago, so it should have come out this week too, but because of the extra part B of the Exploring the Prog Universe, I think we're going to leave it for 1 week and then put it out next week and then go to metal again 2 weeks after that. That's my plan. As far as mini-series goes, I'm still working on a couple of them. These episodes have taken up a huge volume of time, so the mini-series are just waiting for their chance to be all put together and done in one shot. The other thing is that we're going to be starting a new series. It's going to come on, I think it'll start on the 14th. So that's a Sunday night, and it's replacing Ben's Album Challenge. We decided to discontinue Ben's Album Challenge. We're doing it for about a year and a half. Decided we want to try something different. So Ben's come up with this idea, and I've listed what I think, and we've kind of come up with this idea where he's going to give me either 2 albums that I can compare that are similar but have something to compare by either the same band or a different band. We may do a couple of guitar players. We may do a couple of bass players, or something related. But there'll be 2. That'll be that. The primary thing is to be 2 of something, and it'll be kind of like, excuse me, kind of like some of these What's the Difference albums reviews that I did in the past, where they were just like one-off shots. I think I've done 4 or 5 of them, where I've taken 2 albums. The most notable one was the Caress of Steel 2112 one. So it's going to be something like that, but this will be more focused on the similarities and not so much on the differences. So anyways, I hope that show will probably air on the 14th, and we already have our first 2 albums for that. They're going to be the 2 Queen albums, A Day at the Races and The Night at the Opera. Now, I'm looking actually forward to this because these are 2 albums I like a lot, and they have obviously have quite a bit of similarities because they're both taken from Marx Brothers films titles, but they have some fair bit of differences here too. So we'll explore that when we do this episode. It'll come out next week, and then we have one more episode after that of my favorite drummers, which will culminate with my favorite drummer. And then I think we will probably take this show on a weekly binge. So we will do it weekly. And anyways, I hope that you're going to enjoy this new development, and I'm looking forward to doing it myself. So I hope to see you again next week for another episode of This Week. That's kind of weird saying, but so please hit the like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. And if you've got anything to comment or anything that you have that you're interested in, you can put that in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, and we will be back next week. Take care and goodbye.